Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. The snow is almost gone here on the off-grid property, but I wanted to do a video on how we power our off-grid cabin. Plus, it's basically our 6-month review on our EcoFlow Delta Pro. But I thought I'd start off with our solar panels. I have 9 panels at 250 watts each. So that's about 250 watts of total solar. I went with a number 8 AUG wire. I could have went with 10, but just in case I want to add more panels, I wanted to go with a much bigger wire. And it is buried over 3 feet here in the driveway and then connects into the house into the EcoFlow Delta Pro. I actually bought 13 used solar panels from Suntan Solar, which is based out of Arizona. And they had a pretty good deal. I've got 13 250 watt panels for $650 with free shipping right here to my driveway. They say that these panels were anywhere from 3 to 5 years old. I know solar panels can go upwards of 25 to 30. So far, so good for used. And again, free shipping all the way from Arizona, especially way up here. It was great. So we actually run 2 systems in our house to basically kind of split the load. So what you see here, I've got a 200 watt and a 250 watt solar charging 2 Battleborn batteries that I have hooked up to our Starlink and our TV. And this seems to be working quite well. This is south facing right here behind the camera, so I get some great sun in the afternoon. It is really cloudy right now, but I'm still pulling in, last I checked, I was still pulling in like 150 watts. And we do not leave our Starlink on all the time. When we watch TV, text, make phone calls, we turn it on. I would say on an average, it's probably on maybe 4, maybe 5 hours a day tops. And I also have the ability to charge it with the generator, which that blue box does right there, and that is a lithium battery charger. So in the wintertime, if the solar isn't keeping up, I can fire up the generator and keep my Battleborns topped off. Not this year, but next year, we're going to have a deck that comes off probably, who knows, 10, 12 feet, maybe 15. And then we're going to have another roof that comes down, and we're going to screen it in and enclose it. And then I'm going to attach permanent solar panels on that roof, which again is facing south. And I will get some great sun, usually starting around 11:30 all the way in the summertime, all the way till 7 o'clock. And that'll be a permanent on that part. And I think that's going to work really nice. I mean, here's the generator. It's a Honda 3000. I've had this for about 5 years now. I can't say enough. This thing is absolutely fantastic. So the yellow cord goes to the EcoFlow, and the orange cord goes to that blue box for my Battleborns. And every time this thing, put it on choke, one pull, fires up. I just changed the oil, put a new plug in. I always put the Sta-Bil in here. And I got to tell you, this thing's just running super strong for 5 years. In the summertime, and like honestly, we haven't ran this in over a week. And in the summertime, pretty much starting now, we don't run it hardly next to no time at all. All right, here is the EcoFlow Delta Pro. Sorry about the lighting, but like I said, it's super cloudy and not a lot I can do about it. So right now we are at 98%. I'm only bringing in about 240 watts and 25 is going out. When I got here at 1 o'clock, even with it how cloudy it was bringing in 840 watts. The other day when we had full sun, I was seeing a little over 14. Now the EcoFlow Delta Pro can only take up to 1600 watts of solar. So I'm at 2250. Of course, you're never going to get 2250. All right, this power strip, basically, I just have our lights hooked up. Turn this on, turn it on. Of course, we've got all our USB for phones, laptop. This one runs to a power strip that runs our fridge and freezer. And this one is so we can charge our Jackery 1000. And then this one goes to the bathroom, which also there's a power strip to run our lights, Brenda's hair dryer, hair straightener, electric toothbrushes. So this particular unit is a total of 3600 watts. You can add 2 more batteries to it, and each one would be another 3600 watts. Maybe by fall we might get another one, but I got to tell you right now, we've had this just a hair over 6 months, and I can't tell you how pleased we are. So we're running a full-size refrigerator, a full-size freezer. We have our lights, electric toothbrushes. Brenda uses a hair dryer. We even use a vacuum, what little carpet that we have. And yes, guys, we are off-grid, but check this out. Toaster and coffee maker. We just hooked these up probably a couple months ago. The thing about the coffee maker, once we turn this on, it's pushing 900 watts. But it takes less than 5 minutes to make a pot of coffee. And then once it's brewed, I take this and set this on the stove and shut it off. Same with the toast. It's almost 1100 watts. But how long does it take to make toast? A minute? 45 seconds? So that EcoFlow does such a good job that we feel that we can use these high watt appliances for a few minutes. And we're okay with that, especially this time of year. That about mid-February that we noticed our solar has just improved tenfold. Now we are here in mid-March every single day, even on a super cloudy day like today. By 1 o'clock, noon, we're at 100%. That's pretty good. And that's on a super cloudy day. I can't even imagine when we get into April, May, June, we'll probably be full by 10, 11 a.m. All right, here's our other system. So this is a spare that I have not hooked up yet. I use it around the property. These are the two that I have hooked up. I have them both hooked up. It's a 12-volt system. I have a 2000 watt inverter. This is where my solar comes in to charge these batteries. Here is our Starlink router. So when we want TV or internet and or lights, there we go. We're on. Well, you might be asking yourself, why does he have two different systems? Well, I already had the Battleborn batteries. I bought those when we had our ORV trailer, and I sold it. And I actually had 5 of them. I kept 2 to go with the sale of the trailer, and I kept these 3. I didn't know how the EcoFlow was going to perform during the winter, especially. And it's kind of nice to kind of split the load, if you will, and not having all your eggs in one basket. So that was kind of my theory, not to put our entire off-grid load on one source. And I got to tell you, so far, this is our first full winter here, minus 2 weeks. And I got to tell you, so far, so good. Again, I would love to get it maybe an extra battery, and that would really help during the winter months. But it's basically November, December, and January. I'm running that generator every other day. But again, the EcoFlow charges so fast. Now, I never let it get down to 0. They say if it's at completely 0, dead, to charge it to 100% will take just a little bit more than 2.5 hours. Well, that's incredible. But here's the deal. I never let it get down to 0. I'm kind of a half glass full guy. So I consider when that thing gets down to maybe 40, 35%, I fire up the generator bring it back up. That's why I only have to run the generator maybe every other day, and maybe for an hour, maybe an hour and a half tops. So if you're ever wondering how long do those last, well, EcoFlow says I can get 6,000 to 8,000 full charge cycles, which that means from 0 to 100%, 6,000 to 8,000 times. Well, and again, I never let it get to 0. So even at those numbers, the EcoFlow would last about 11 years. But even after that, it will still hold about 80% of its capacity. And I got this unit straight from EcoFlow, and it was $2,100. If you watch my previous video, I'm talking about the people that are on grid here. Well, between the EcoFlow and the solar panels, I've spent about $2,800 for my power at this point. People here on the grid are paying that and then some for just 1 year of power. So basically I paid for my power up front, and if I don't even get an extra battery, $2,800 for my power for how many years? I think is a great deal. And I can always add more solar. I can always get another battery. So if I actually got 2 more batteries, guys, that's over 10,000 watts of power. Now, unless I went and just bought a whole bunch of appliances and stuff, I don't think I need it at this point. Again, we're running toasters, coffee makers, hair dryers, a fridge, a freezer, lights, charging phone, laptops. I'm even charging our Jackery 1000s, which is more of a portable unit that we use in our off-grid kitchen outside during the summer months. Now, the neat thing about the EcoFlow is that we actually wired our house. We have outlets, we're going to have a ceiling fan, we've got all kinds of plug-ins that we can plug in the toaster and stuff, but it's going to be on a 12-volt system. And we're going to have a box up here. And then when the time is right, I can plug this into the box, and then all my wires coming in from the house will plug into the box, and it actually be just like a regular home, but it'll be like a 12-volt system. Our good friend Scott is a commercial electrician, and he helped me pull wire and mark the wires, and he's going to give me a helping hand when we finally get the box. It's about $500-600, and then he's going to help me wire everything in, and then we can do away with the power strips and literally just plug TVs in, just like you would do a normal house. And then our last thing that we actually power is, this is what we call our off-grid kitchen, our outdoor kitchen, if you will, sort of outdoors. And this panel goes to my extra Battleborn battery. We're just kind of restarting to open up this for the season. We do use it periodically in the winter because of our wood stove in here, our pizza oven. But we're just now, like today, we've been kind of cleaning up and taking down all of our windows so we can get more light. And but come on in. So this is what we call our off-grid kitchen. It is roughly 500 square feet. This is our storage area. Like I said, we're just pulling stuff out and getting things ready. And there's the wood-fired oven. And then right here, this is the SnoMaster fridge freezer I was telling you about. And I have the solar coming down through into this 1,000 watt inverter, and then I have an extra Battleborn battery. Again, this controls this. We have lights, and we also have a TV in here that we also run off our Starlink, so we can watch the Seahawks out here while I'm cooking pizzas or ribs or anything else inside the wood-fired oven. Well, guys, there you have it. That's how we power our off-grid property with multiple solar panel locations, multiple battery storage locations. But it seems to work really well for us. I'm just so excited that our 2250 watts on the hillside is producing a lot of watts for our EcoFlow Delta Pro. So yeah, any comments, any suggestions about our off-grid power situation would be great appreciated. Like I said, we're learning as we go. I think we pretty much got it dialed in so far, kind of spreading out our power needs along with the generator. So if you like this video, of course, thumbs up would be great. If you haven't subscribed already, please feel free to. Again, I'm trying to do at least 2 or 3 videos a month. Making videos is very time consuming, but I also enjoy making them quite a bit. And of course, when you own and live off-grid property year-round, there's plenty of content to make. Some of it may be kind of boring at some times, and some of it's pretty exciting. But that's just the way YouTube videos are sometimes. So thank you for watching, and we will see you very soon.